I'm getting ready to make a shampoo soap bar, and originally I got the recipe from scratchfarmstead.com. We're gonna get our water, purified water, and I'm infusing it with marshmallow, lavender, rosemary, and clary sage. And then also I have some oils here that we're going to be using in our soap, including tallow. This is tallow that I've rendered. And we're going to be measuring our oils to get precise measurements using this adjustable scale. When you make a solid bar soap, you need a liquid lye. We're going to be using sodium hydroxide. And then also this jar that I reuse that I will combine the water and the lye in together. Keep any jars that you use separate from all the other jars in your house. I have all my soap making supplies predominantly in one spot away from the kitchen. Ready to mix our lye. We're going to be doing it outside. We're going to wear goggles for eye protection, and we're going to have a nice breeze out here to protect us and not breathe in any fumes or vapors that could come off of this mixture. It's very important to always pour your lye into your water. In other words, it's caustic and it can splash in your face or on your body and burn you. While we infuse our water, we'll go ahead and we will measure our oils. To start, we're going to measure 10 ounces of olive oil, and I am using a high quality Moroccan olive oil. Add our olive oil to the pan. Be sure to use a spatula to get every ounce of this out. We're going to measure out 10 ounces of coconut oil, and I'm using a food grade coconut oil. We're ready to add our coconut oil, and again we'll use our spatula to scrape this all out. Next, we need 6 ounces of castor oil. And it looks like I'm going to have just enough in this container. Next, we're going to use 10 ounces of purified tallow. Very important that it's purified. Tallow in. We'll need 1 tablespoon of essential oils, and I'm going to use a mixture of ylang-ylang and cardamom. And now that we have all of our oils in, we're going to go ahead and put this on a low temperature to melt. And while this melts, we'll measure out our water and we'll get ready to measure out our lye. We will need 13.7 ounces of water, and it's a little hard to get exactly 0.7, so we'll just get a little under 14. These mesh funnels are fabulous for straining out things, and we're just going to dump our hot water. I'm going to do that with 2 hands into this cup. Now we've reached the point where we use safety equipment. So we have zeroed out our scale with a cup that we will keep in our soap making supplies, and here we're going to add our 13.7 ounces of water into our jar, which we also keep in our soap making supplies. Do not put lye in any container that you ever intend to put food in again. So now we have our water measured. Now we're ready to measure our lye. This is sodium hydroxide. We're going to need 5.1 ounces of lye. You can see I'm wearing gloves too. There we go, perfect. Now this is the dangerous part. This is the part where we mix the lye into the water. Of course, if you do it properly, it's not dangerous, but that's why we have safety items on. Now let's go ahead and add our lye that we've measured into our water. Now if we have any fumes or smoke that comes off of this, we don't want to breathe it. That's very important. So this actually will generate some heat, so it's very important to have it on a surface that's not going to be damaged by heat. And we're just going to let that cool off. Now that we've let our lye mix into our water, we need to let that cool for 10 minutes. And then we also need to bring our melted oils down to 100 degrees before combining them. So I actually doubled the essential oil. I had cardamom, ylang-ylang, and ginger. I could still smell the tallow, so I didn't want to smell that in my shampoo soap bar. It smells pretty good. It's important to have your molds ready before you start the next step, because when this is ready, you want to be able to pour it right into your molds. They say get it to trace so it looks like vanilla pudding, and not to overdo it because then it can be difficult to get into the molds. Once it becomes soap, the lye is no longer caustic. You do have to let this cut. You don't be concerned about using any of your cooking utensils for the combined solution of the oils with the lye and the water. All right, it took 30 minutes to get our oil down to 100 degrees. Now we're ready to add our lye and water mixture into our oils. And I have a light fan going. It's probably not necessary, but it just seems like a good idea to have ventilation. Let's just go ahead and add this in. And the next important step is we're going to be using an immersion blender. And this part should go pretty fast. This is the kind of thing where all of a sudden it'll be the right thickness. They recommend a thickness of vanilla pudding. I found it's a good idea to get it, make sure you get it that thick, maybe a little thicker. All right, you can see it's getting a little thicker now. We're just going to go a little bit longer. I feel like we've gotten this thick enough. So now we'll go ahead and we'll put it in our molds that we have prepared. And actually these are just silicone molds. I really didn't do anything special with them. The one caution they have is if you let it get too thick, then it's hard to work with. So let's see here. It's the easiest way to do this. And also these silicone molds can be kind of flimsy, so make sure you have them supported so they're not going down like that, right? Because that doesn't work so good. Okay, let's just put this in our molds. This is so awesome. Making your own homemade soap. Shampoo soap bars. I think we got it perfect. I have a couple more molds if need be. I think this will be about the right amount, but we have a couple more. So now I'm just taking this butter knife and just smoothing this out so it's nice and flat on the bottom. That way I can also ascertain if I have room for a little bit more in the silicone molds. I find these silicone molds to be super useful for this purpose. I've got room for a little more in that one. All right, now that we have our silicone molds, we're going to